All right, so we're back with Kevin and Jeff back from a smoke break. So we're talking about T-shirts. So Kevin, you've got some interesting GNR shirts. Like I remember, it was funny. We went to the show yesterday and the Staples Center, and you're like, "Oh, that's a rare GNR shirt." Like you were able to like point out which shirts are rare and which ones aren't, which I found really astounding.
Yeah, well, my first shirt, which I'll show you, was from 1987. I have a couple from 1987. This every shirt, of course, has a story. I'll just tell you a little bit about each one. This one obviously is a newer one. This was the shirt that I'm very proud of because it's from the Troubadour show, the April Fool's Troubadour show. And a lot of the newer shirts on the new tour have this front, but what's special is that on the back it says GNR, I was there, April Fool's 2016, what does that say, West Hollywood, California, Troubadour. So this was the April 1st show last year, and I was very fortunate to get myself into that and to be down there in the front at the Troubadour. I think there were about 250 people. So it was a very small, intimate venue, and to be there in person and to get the shirt as sort of a memory of the Troubadour show and to have been right there as close as we are to each other and see Axel and Slash walk right in front of me and Duff, it was really incredible having not seen them together for over 20 years.
Yeah.
And it was almost shocking, to see, and people, it was a pretty powerful thing. And then there was another shirt that they put out. Again, it just has the April Fool's West Hollywood on it.
So you got this the same day you got the Troubadour shirt.
Yeah, and then this is a slightly different one because the other one just has the bullet.
It doesn't have the writing on the front.
This one, it says this, and on the back, it doesn't say I was there, but it says GNR at the Troubadour. So
was the shirt more than the ticket? Because remember, the tickets were like $10 and the shirts were like $40.
Yeah, the tickets were $10, I think. 10 or 20. I think they were $10.
Yeah.
And I was lucky that I was able to get a ticket given to me, and I didn't have to pay anything. So what an incredible thing to be able to see your favorite band, who you haven't seen with those three together in 25 years.
Up close, so personal too.
Up close, personal, small venue, a couple hundred people, everybody diehard fans. It was an incredible event, and I'll never forget it. So why don't we kind of go to...
Sure, let's go through your...
Yeah, let's go through some older ones. So if we kind of wind back in time a little bit to 1988. This is 1988, and again, it's not in the best condition. It's been worn a lot when I was a teenager, but this is a real cool one here. And obviously, we don't see this shirt very often. In fact, I go to Guns N' Roses concerts.
Yeah.
I've been to like 4 or 5 on this past year and a half,
Yeah.
and I don't see anybody wearing the shirt. So.
Yeah, I've seen a few. I've seen that logo. I thought a few times.
They do have some vintage shirts.
Yeah, the vintage
that
were reissues.
Yeah, this is a original 1988 copyright. So, but you are right. They didn't do it.
What's on the back of it?
They didn't do it recently, but they've reissued some vintage ones.
Yeah,
so
it seems like vintage is like in now.
Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction. Yeah. I will see people with Guns N' Roses shirts like this, the vintage style shirts at airports, and talk to them, and sometimes they tell me they don't even know who Guns N' Roses is, so it's kind of
That's such a shame.
It's like teenagers.
Yeah,
young
teenagers.
people.
Yeah, that should be a crime. I don't know. That's just me. Right, Jeff?
Perfect crime.
Perfect crime.
Here's another memory that's very dear to me, one of my favorite memories, and this is a shirt that was from the Los Angeles Coliseum when Guns N' Roses opened up for the Rolling Stones, October 18th, 19th, 21st, and 22nd, as I recall. Yep, of 1989, and this was Steven Adler's last performances in Los Angeles with Guns N' Roses, and actually it was one of the only public performances they did in 1989, but I went to all 4 nights when they opened up in Los Angeles for the Rolling Stones, and on the back it says Los Angeles Coliseum, October 18, 19, 21, 22.
Yeah.
So this is kind of cool too, again, just from the original band. And I just have a couple more to show you, and this one is a very old one, and I've never seen anybody else wear this, and it is an official shirt, but it's an old shirt. This one, I honestly can't remember if I got it at a store in Hollywood back in '87, or if I got it from the Perkins Palace show in December '87, because it was such a long time ago. I mean, it was over 30 years, but this was a great shirt just with the original band member. It sort of looks like it's not an official shirt, but I seem to remember getting it at the concert. I honestly just don't remember where I got it, and it's very faded on the back, but it's got the Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses logo on the back.
Logo, yeah. I don't know. Were they making knockoff shirts for bands that weren't even?
Well, it was.
I mean, this was 1987.
It was crazy, for the guys who don't know. Outside the Staples Center, as soon as we exited the show, there was tons, and Guns N' Roses comes on the radio all of a sudden. There was tons of people selling knockoff shirts, which I've never seen before in any other city.
But knockoff shirts of a band that just came out
prior? Probably not.
I don't think so.
What's the tag say?
When I showed Fernando, he told me he's seen it before, and it's a real shirt.
Yeah, it's a real shirt.
He told me.
Gurney?
Yeah. I mean,
that's
this
legit.
is from 87. They'd only come out. Okay, and then probably my rarest, probably most valuable one, and it's in very good condition for its age. I've only worn it a few times. What is this shirt here? And this one, there's a few shirts that you'll see that have this same front.
Yeah.
But what's special about this, and again, you'll just note that the year is 1987. Okay, and that was the first year they started putting shirts out, obviously.
Yeah.
Their debut album that same year.
So as far as we know, there's no shirts from 85 or 86.
So actually, when we were at the Troubadour show at Tower Records, and that's a whole other episode we'll do, they did have a exhibit at Tower Records that was put together by the band, and they had some very old items, and they had some very old, like, club, they looked like they were homemade t-shirts with just the original GNR logo, like the logo that's on Live Like a Suicide.
Yeah.
So there are a few of those. And I have that recording of that.
Yeah, you have the recording of that. Yeah.
But I mean, as far as mass circulated shirts, it started in 87.
87.
So this is in really nice condition. You can see it hasn't really been washed. Very little. Fading 1987. And again, what's special here is that this is actually from the Japan tour in 1988.
Yeah.
So
that was their first headlining tour, wasn't it?
Yeah. So again, they reissued this shirt with the same front and this back recently, and you'll see people with the vintage retro shirts. Yeah. But not like this. This was the Japan '88, and this was, as you said, the first headline.
As far as I know, that was the first headlining tour. I thought it was a User Illusion
tour. They did
tour.
Australia and New Zealand.
They did Australia and New Zealand as part of that. I don't know if those were headlining dates, but.
Yep.
Which is also where they wrote Civil War. They wrote it in Australia.
I was going to say a lot of things.
It.
Apparently they wrote a lot of those. Put together some of the songs that ended up being on Illusions during that period of time.
Yeah.
But so those are the T-shirts that I kept. I mean, I'm not really big into lots of different shirts and clothing items. Yeah. Although I have a banner and I have a headband and I have pins and all of that. But one thing I thought I would show you is coming up in the next episode.